Hi, everyone. I just wanted to update everyone, and I want to thank everyone who subscribed or left a comment or was interested in one of my videos. I want to say sorry also. I've been very bad about responding to comments and following up with updating videos. I mean, literally, it's been about 4 years since I posted a video about living in France. I actually had someone who posted a comment saying, is he okay? We haven't heard from him. Like, people were worrying if I'm dead or something. Well, now you can see that I'm not dead. I'm still here. And I just want to update you on my status. And I just want to run through the key highlights. Of course, there's a lot of information to cover in the past 4 years here. I'm sure you have a lot of questions and you're curious to know about my experiences after 4 years in France. So if I don't answer your questions or if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave some comments below this video, and I'll do a lot better about responding. Why is that also? Why am I back? I just want to add in that I've decided to start trying to be a artist again, a music artist. I have a lot of music that I made many years ago, and I've been working in the music industry for my whole career, and I've learned so much about promotions, about marketing, about creating music, and I just wanted to test some of my expertise with some of the music I made from a long time ago when I was younger. I felt like it was kind of strange to start uploading music videos and music to my channel when there's people who subscribe to my channel who just wanted to find out information about France. So living in France. So I hope that clears it up for you. It's a little bit mix of both. Moving forward, I will try to update you with my experiences in France and also plug my music, of course. As you can see behind me a little bit, this is where I'm living. This is my apartment. Where am I right now? I am in the suburbs of Paris. I'm not sure if I can. Just want to pick up this real quick. Sure, if you can see out my window. Okay. So where is that? This is Nanterre, France. Nanterre, France. You might want to check it out. Nanterre. It's like in the west suburbs, right outside of City Center, France, and it takes me not very long to get to City Center, France. I would say about 25 minutes. I'm like in the touristic areas by car. 10 minutes, really close, very easy to get to central Paris. But if you're watching this video, you might remember that living in Paris, in a big city in Paris, is not really something I wanted to do. I really wanted to stay in the countryside. Before I moved to France, I was in New York City. And when we came to France, I just fell in love with the small towns, the countryside, the farm life. And unfortunately, due to my working industry, the music industry, I had to relocate to a big city to work here. I think in the very last video I posted about 4 years ago, we were living in the countryside in Brest, in a smaller city, and I just said I got a job. So it's been about 4 years since that video, and I've been working in France about 4 years. So let's just go year by year, and I'll just try to cover the highlights here, since there's so much information I can't fit into one video. So, 2017, I believe, is when I got the job. So I arrived 2016 in France. I had a daughter. And we started the whole immigration process. You can see in the other videos. I did some traveling. I had some fun with some friends, and just, I wasn't working, learning the new language. So it was really like a year sabbatical. after leaving the United States. And then like I started to look for work after I finished all the immigration processes, and it was time to look for work, and my money was running low. So I started looking for work. That was it took me about 6 or 7 months, I think, total to land my first job in France, and it was in Paris. So I ended up moving to Paris around the end of 2017, about 1 year after my daughter was born. So 2017, I moved to Paris, and I should mention I moved by myself. I moved by myself. My daughter and my wife stayed in Brest in Brittany, France, in the countryside region on the west coast. And I would. It was really hard. It was really hard. I was really motivated. Uh, yeah, and it was really hard. The company was like a startup. There was like this. I don't know if you saw that show. I don't know if it was on Showtime or Netflix, where there's this show about like Silicon Valley or a startup. It was really like that. Like seriously, I moved to France and I started working at a music startup, and it was like a bunch of guys in the bottom of an apartment building. It wasn't like an official office, but they had like desks and computers. But it was like two. It was like 10 of us or something, and it was very strange. But the salary was surprisingly quite good. The salary was exactly what I was making at a huge company in the United States. So that just about transparency, I was making 40, no, sorry, 39,000 euros per year with this position, this office position. I was handling calls and selling a product online, doing product demonstrations. It was like a music streaming playlist analytic tool or something like that. And I was just selling it to people in the music industry. This guy, his name is David Weisfeld. He's actually pretty famous in France because he's the manager of the artist Petit Biscuit. Who, if you are French, you know who it is. But if you're not, yeah, Petit Biscuit, Petit, and Biscuit. Just look him up. He's a DJ. He played at Coachella. He has some new music coming out now. He has like millions of followers. But anyway, my manager, who was the CEO of this startup, had a lot of contacts in the music industry from working with this guy, Petit Biscuit, and also from working at Universal before. He saw me coming from New York, my experience at Sony and MTV. He was like, "Oh yeah, this guy's going to launch our product." And yeah, it was kind of strange, the working environment, but as a tourist, not a tourist, but someone new to France, it was like, "Oh, you're enjoying every experience." So it was great. So I started off, but I wasn't seeing my daughter and my wife, and it was hard. I would have to go back to see my daughter, who was only about a year old then. I would have to go back and see her like every weekend. I had to take the SNCF train, which is like the high speed train, which is about 4 hours from Paris to the city where they lived. And so I would take that like every weekend, which would cost me anywhere between 30 to 70 euros per weekend to go back home. It was tough also because I didn't have an apartment. I was living at a hostel, which I think it was like St. Christoph's Inn or something, really famous chain, which is for hostels, it was okay. But it's a hostel, like 12-bedroom dorm, sharing space with people, making sure you have a lock so no one can go through your bags while you're at work, changing rooms every, 4 or 5 days because you only book for a week or something like that, or 2 weeks. Not sharing showers, but public showers. Spending a lot of money on food every day, always eating at restaurants, at the cafe, at the hostel, or other places, and missing your family. And it was in the winter also. So the winter, if you're not familiar with Paris, it's always raining. Not today, it's not, but it's like it rains so much in Paris. It's unbelievable, and the sky is always gray, so it's pretty depressing. Fortunately, Christmas time is pretty in Paris. There's a lot of decorations and shopping markets and things like that. So Christmas is nice, but it was pretty tough. So that continued, and it was also pretty hard because I we were in the middle of uh, looking for apartments so my family could join me in Paris, and also I just started a new job, so I wasn't able to go back to the United States to visit my family for Christmas, which is something I try to do every year. Um, and so that was difficult as well. So 2017 and then 2018 came along. We moved into our apartment actually on New Year's Day. So we celebrated New Year's 2018, just me, my wife, and our daughter in our new apartment here, what you're looking at now is what we've been in ever since then. We found the first apartment we could. I had no payment history. I just had 1 month salary. Fortunately, the owner liked that I was American, and he liked that my wife had a lot of work experience also. But he really took a chance on us because owners here they don't accept really international guarantors. So if you're coming here thinking that your parents are gonna, you know, back you up and support you, a lot of apartment owners and real estate owners don't accept international guarantors in the United States. So it's really like, you're getting your apartment on your own merit, even if you have family supporting you. So that was new for me because I've always had family supporting me before. After that, so yeah, we lived in, so 2018, we lived here. And you know what? I think I'm gonna have to stop there because this video is already 12 minutes long, and I'm not gonna take 30 minutes of your time explaining year by year. So look for that and give you something to look forward to. 2018 was a good year. One of the highlights being that I did eventually go back to the US, and all expenses were paid by my company. But I'll tell you more about that in the next video. And also, don't forget that I'm launching music now. My artist name is Skeetabug, Skeetabugg. I know it might strike you as an interesting type of name, but leave your comments what you think about that artist name. Ask me why I have that artist name, and I'll get back to you in the comments. So yeah, look for the next video. I'll talk to you more about what I did in 2018, and then I'll tell you more about my music. And then hopefully we can get into a little bit more of 2019, and then 2020, where we are today. Thanks, guys. See ya.